There comes a moment in every life when you look in the mirror and realize that the version of yourself staring back isn't the person you once imagined you'd become. It's not always failure that hurts the most, but a quiet sense that something essential has slipped away. A disconnect between who you are and who you know you could be. That uncomfortable awareness is the true beginning of self-transformation. Because every real change starts as a silent shift inside, long before the world can see it. We like to imagine transformation as a single event, a breakthrough, a decision, a turning point. But in reality, change is the slow dismantling and rebuilding of the mind. It's not just about new habits, but a new way of perceiving yourself and the world around you. Deep change unfolds quietly, often through self-doubt, confusion, and moments of introspection most people avoid. Psychologists describe it in different ways. Carl Jung called it individuation, integrating the fragmented pieces of the self. Maslow described it as the path to self-actualization. But the truth beneath all theories is simple. Transformation starts when the pain of staying the same becomes heavier than the fear of change. Most people live on old emotional programs written in childhood. Beliefs like, I'm not enough, people like me don't succeed, it's too late for me. They sound harmless, but they build invisible walls that shape a person's entire life. Real transformation begins when you start noticing those walls. Awareness itself becomes an act of rebellion. Neuroscience shows that every time you challenge an old belief, your brain begins rewiring itself. New neural pathways form, old ones weaken. Transformation isn't just psychological, it's biological. But here's the paradox. We want change without discomfort. Yet discomfort is proof that the mind is leaving its old patterns. It's the ego resisting because its job is to protect the familiar. Growth feels chaotic because the old identity is losing control. That's why transformation doesn't start with new habits. It starts with a new identity. You can try to wake up early, save money, or think positively, but until you see yourself differently, your mind will pull you back to the old version of you. Identity must shift before behavior can sustain itself. This is why journaling, therapy, and introspection help. They make the unconscious visible, and once something hidden becomes seen, it loses its power. But transformation isn't linear. It moves in cycles: progress, doubt, regression, clarity, and renewal. Psychologists call the in-between stage the liminal phase, the space where the old self is fading and the new self hasn't fully formed. It's uncomfortable, but necessary. What most people misunderstand is that transformation requires honesty, the kind that doesn't shame, but reveals. Here's what I feel. Here's what hurts. Here's what I've avoided. This honesty breaks the defenses that keep you stuck. Transformation isn't self-attack, it's self-reconciliation. Emotions become your signals instead of your enemies. Sadness points to unmet needs. Anger reveals crossed boundaries. Anxiety shows you the gap between who you were and who you're becoming. When you approach these emotions with curiosity instead of judgment, the brain's fear center calms, making room for growth. The real shifts happen in small moments, when you pause instead of reacting, when you choose differently than your habits, when you say no out of self-respect instead of fear. These micro-decisions rewire your identity. Another overlooked piece is your environment. You can't become a new person while living in the world of your old self. Surroundings, conversations, and even the content you consume reinforce who you believe you are. Your environment must support the identity you're growing into. And yet the deepest transformation is internal. Beliefs aren't thoughts, they are instructions the brain gives to the body. When you believe you can change, your physiology aligns with that belief. You become what you repeatedly imagine and emotionally rehearse. But transformation isn't pretending to be someone else. It's remembering who you were before fear shaped you. The persona you built to survive eventually becomes the mask you must remove to grow. Transformation often feels like falling apart, but it's really the releasing of stored emotions you've carried for years. Confusion, tears, fatigue. These aren't signs of failure. They're signs of clearing space inside. And when the new identity stabilizes, it doesn't feel dramatic. It feels like coming home. You respond with calm. You speak with clarity. You act with intention. Your old triggers lose their power. Transformation isn't a destination, it's a spiral. The same lessons return, but each time you face them with more wisdom. In the end, transformation isn't about becoming extraordinary. It's about being awake, aware, and honest enough to evolve. It's the quiet courage to keep becoming a truer version of yourself. It's the ability to say, I didn't just exist, I evolved.